All right, what's going on, guys? This is a trade recap for Friday, July 24th. I am once again in my car, just in between work, and I'm messing with the volume settings there. Today was another interesting day, so I'll have you take a look at my chart here. I ended up losing some money, but today, kind of like what we talked about yesterday with an emotional or technical failure, today was a technical failure of the system. This is kind of that 20 to 30% failure rate that we're seeing that's built into our 70 to 80% win rate from our system. The reason why that is because we had two or three confluences on every single trade, and you will actually see as we go through here that when I hit my daily loss limit of 300, I switch accounts to end up catching a move to the top side. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and just take a look at our confluences around here, such as the 236 tap, the London low sweep, the midline tap. We have a 786 tap down here. Over on ES to the right there, we had a London low sweep right here. And so, again, it wasn't an emotional failure. Maybe I oversized. I did go on a little tilt there. But in the end of the day, we ended up having a good trading day. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter replay mode, and we can just walk through it as we see fit. So I got on, we'll call it 9 o'clock today. I'm gonna leave my drawings up there just to kind of you know ruin the story for you. But what do we see here? We have Asia high still open. Asia low had been taken. London low is still open. London high had been taken. And here, let me take some of this away for you just to kind of clean this up and make it a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the buy sell signals as well. And so this is what we see. It's a lot more cleaner. Oh, I got to turn off the historical ones as well. Sorry about that. Just clean it up for you. Okay. So we have Asia high. We have our 786. We have London low, all that stuff. ES at this time had not taken London low as well. So we already can kind of predict. So looking at this chart, I said, hey, we're either going to go up to Asia high and then dump back down, or we're going down to London low and then coming back up. So let's get into it. So as we come through here, there is no move because we're currently in between two levels. We need two or three confluences before we enter a level. 930 hits and we immediately begin to dump. So already I'm thinking, all right, we're going to hit London low and we're going to come up. So there's our 236 tap. I'm low key looking for an entry. However, I don't trade before 0945. It is currently 9:33. We're 3 minutes into market open. I do not trade, no trading before 0945. ES over here was coming up and kind of ranging around here as well. Still no tap of London low. So let's continue. We start coming up. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to go up to Asia high. Nope. And you can see on your right there, ES is still ranging there. We immediately kind of eat this stuff up here and we reverse back down. Technically, we had an entry here because we had FVG with a print through. I don't trade that, so I stayed out of it. We continue through, and now we're ranging with a breakdown. We're looking at true day open here. We're looking at London low here. What's ES doing? ES on the right side, starting to come down. We kind of had a pop, and now we're coming down. Keep coming down. There's our London low sweep. So now I am looking for an entry here. However, it is still not 0945, it is 42. So I'm not going to enter if there was something. We also now have our zero tap, our midline tap between our fib levels. Apologies. Okay, now we start consolidating. Cool. Is this the reversal? This is why I took this. I didn't take this trade yet, but we're at 0944. However, I am looking for a trade because look at ES, it's starting to curl up now. So now we kind of have an ES confluence. We have a London low sweep. We have a fib tap. And I believe I entered on one of these candles. That's why I had you pause the video because you can see kind of where I entered the trade. We tapped the zero. go under the zero. ES is starting to curl upward. We get our blue candle, and I believe I entered here. And again, I entered with my 3 contracts, my 100 tick loss, and I entered. Cool. So we enter here, we let it run, and we're in the red. Little drawdown, bam, great 100 ticks, and then immediately, bam, we get stopped out. That was my first loss of the day. I might have taken some profit or I got wicked out. I'd have to look at what I did, but I entered a few more times. But I got stopped out, down 100 points. I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. That's why it's built in. We look over on the right side at ES. What do? We come up to this fib level here. We immediately had a massive, huge down move. So that's fine. And we didn't break the 0945 rule because it is now 0947. So now we ask ourselves, where are we going now? We have our 236. So we have a tap of our 236 right here. And I'm looking for the reversal here. We continue downwards, no entry. And now we are in between the 786 and 236. This is where I struggled because another rule that I've given myself is we do not enter between 2 levels. We are in between 236 and 786. You have no anchor points. There's nothing there. So I'm pretty sure I typed out wait for the 786 tap. And unfortunately, I entered in between 2 ranges and I ended up losing. However, that's not an emotional failure because we had ES confluence. So if we continue here, if we continue looking at this, and we can see we start ranging here. Now we're floating in between 2 levels. What is ES doing? We have a tap of London low right here. And what does ES start doing? Oops, it starts reversing. And we start catching this up move. So this is a total valid move because we have an ES confluence here. And now that it is 9:59 and 10, we can turn on our fib 2s and check this out. Our second fibs have levels. I don't know why they're not showing up. There, I think it still needs to, there we go. So now we have a level midline 0 here that we can play off of. Fib 2 is valid. So now we have a midline tap. We have ES confluence of London low. And so we can enter. And here, again, I entered 3 contracts, 100 ticks. I entered way too late. And I end up, I believe I end up getting stopped out. Right there. Massive wicks. I get stopped out. That, I believe, was my 3rd trade of the day. So I closed that account down 300 points and I switched accounts. I switched over to my 50K account, which I had not traded yet. So right here, I tell myself, wait for the 786 tap, wait for the 786 tap, because what do? We enter this gross kind of range, which you could have played off of previous day low here. You could have played off bottom of orb. There were entries to take. I don't like trading in this kind of environment though, because ES is kind of doing the same thing. There's no clear direction that I like. And so if we turn off fib 2, we can see that, hey, we just need to wait for the 786 tap. And we get this M/W formation, which some of you might trade that formation, which is cool. I don't trade off of that. So personally, what I should have done is stayed out of the trade at this point, which I did. And so right before I was about to leave for the day, I took one last look at the chart and I see this. I see 3 bottoms here. I see us heading towards 786. ES is in a down move towards London low / its 786 down here. And so I'm like, okay, let's wait a little longer. And we come down and there's the spoil alert is we tap the 786. Now we tap the 786 right there. Beautiful tap right there. So I entered with I believe 3 or 4 cons, 100 ticks lost. But we don't even need 100 ticks. We can literally put our stop loss right below the candle. 75 ticks we're risking at 3 contracts. It's $1.50 a tick, or no, 50 cents a tick, I believe. So do the math there. And we don't even need to do that. We have a beautiful FVG right here. We can anticipate this trade a little bit, which I don't recommend, but the 786 is an absolute cheat code. So we have a tap here. ES has a tap of its own fib down here. And we can just let this run all the way up for no shit I believe it was 400. Now I got out up here. I made, I think, 300, 400 on the account. You can take a look in the Discord of how much I made. But um, then we just go level to level. Like I should have put my TP here. I need to get better at setting my TP at the level because the system is designed to go level to level. So there's our tap of the 236 level, and we let it run. Like it's crazy, and we can move our stop loss up here to start taking in those profits. And obviously this is replay mode. It's very easy to do. But now we want to see this level 236 turn into support. And okay, of course it stops me out. But if we just let it run, you can see that we have successfully caught the reversal all the way up to the next 236. And then we can see maybe even top of orb. By then I was already at the gym right here, but we can see the rest of it play out. And ES does the same thing, riding it all the way up from the 786 to the top of the 786 there, which is absolutely incredible. And so today's lesson was all about, first off, patience and also sizing. We had our confluences. We stuck to the plan. We were still able to make some bread. But if we would have waited for 786 or an actual sweep, it would have been a lot smoother. And I know for me, I am trying to simplify a very inconsistent thing. The market is so hard to read. And so to simplify things, I only look for sweeps. I look at London low. I look at Asia high. I only look for that. And then I also only look for the 786. That's like my two things. I tried these trades here because they look good to me. I think I was trying to fight the trend a little bit and maybe a little too early on the reversal because we had so much more liquidity to the downside, thanks to ES failing to sweep London low in pre-market. And so that was the trades today. That was the big trade. We bottom ticked it. I believe I did bottom wick it. You can reverse the tape. I can also throw up my other trade here. Let me leave here and show you my other entries. So here you can see the entries here, kind of like what I talked about on the zero tab, got stopped out, tried catching long here, got wicked out. I believe it was on this account here. It might be this one. Okay, this is another account I got stopped out. Okay, whatever. Is it this one? One of these accounts. Sorry. There. Okay. Here's the account, 25K account. You can see that we had a tap of the 786, and we just wrote it up. And obviously, I got stopped out here. Like I know my weakness is my stop losses. I always get trailed out way too quick. But that's still a. Let's see, we're going from here to here. That's a 253 tick move. I believe I went in with 4 contracts. I see 4 shorts there. So yeah, and then I tried DCA. That was stupid. I was messing around too much. Overall, made some money because I was like, I gotta catch this trade to make myself feel good. And we can see the rest play out of the day. We went to top side of more, but now we're just chopping around true day open and the midline there. So that's the trade recap. If you have any questions, let me know. It was a tough week. We ended up profitable on one account, ended up blowing a few other accounts due to some emotional failures. But overall, we're making progress on some things there. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or hit me up on the Discord. Pause it, think about it, talk about it. Back testing helps, and just let me know. I run a very simple program here, and I like to keep it simple. So just let me know what you think. If you like the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, leave a dislike. Thanks, guys.